All right, these are your 8.6 notes. We are going to be doing word problems. So when it talks about the angle of elevation, it's going to be the angle that is from the base going up. So Casey sights the top of an 84-foot tall lighthouse at an angle of an elevation of 58. So let's draw that. Okay, so here's my lighthouse. That's 84 feet tall. 84 feet tall. And from this guy's sight line up to the lighthouse, it says that angle is 58 degrees. And it says that the person is 6 feet tall. How far is he standing from the base of the lighthouse? So that's what we're trying to figure out. So the first thing we're going to have to do is subtract the 6 from the 84 to get the height of this part of the lighthouse that we're looking for. 84 minus 6 is 78. So I'm going to pull this triangle out so I can see it better. Right angle, this is 78. This is 58 degrees, and I'm looking for that X. So if that's the angle I'm dealing with, this is the opposite adjacent. So I'm going to be finding the tangent of 58 equals opposite 78 over X. Multiply both sides by X. X times the tangent of 58 equals 78. I'm going to divide both sides by the tangent. When I type that in my calculator, I end up getting 48.7. So that means he's standing 48.7 feet from the lighthouse. All right. The angle of elevation from the kicker's foot on the football field to the top of the goalpost is 17 degrees. So let's draw that. So I drew my person, I drew the football field, and the 17 degrees. He is standing 131 feet from the base. So here's 131. How tall is the goalpost? So we want to know how much that is. So let's pull this out and draw a triangle. 17 degrees, X, and 131. So this is the angle I'm working with. And I've got an opposite. I have my opposite and my adjacent. So the tangent of 17 equals opposite over adjacent. I'm going to multiply both sides by 131. And I get X is going to equal 40.1. That means the height of the goalpost is 40.1. Leah's mom is standing at the bottom of the slide at the playground waiting for Leah to slide down. So here's mom at the bottom of the slide waiting on Leah. Here's the slide. The angle of elevation from the bottom of the slide to the top. So this angle right here is 46 degrees. The slide has a vertical height, which means its height of 9 feet. Find the length of the slide. So I want to know how much my slide is. So I'm going to pull this out and draw a better triangle. Right angle, 9, X, 46 degrees. This is the angle I'm working with. So across, so that is opposite hypotenuse. So that means I'm dealing with sine. The sine of 46 equals opposite over hypotenuse. Multiply both sides by X. X times the sine of 46 equals 9. Divide by the sine of 46. 9 divided by the sine of 46. X is going to equal 12.5. All right, this last one says, a dog is standing 5 feet from the base of the tree, looking up at a cat that has climbed 16 feet up the tree. So there's our dog and our cat. The cat has climbed 16 feet up the tree, so from here to here it's 16. And the dog is standing 5 feet from the base, so from here to here it's 5. What's the angle of elevation from the point the dog is standing on the ground to the cat? So we're looking for that angle. So let's pull this out. 16, 5, and x. If that's what we're looking for, I know my opposite and I know my adjacent. So I'm going to want the tan of x to equal opposite over adjacent. All right, remember when we have the tan of something, to make that go away, we have to do tan negative 1, tan negative 1. So when you type it in your calculator, it'll say x equals, wow, that doesn't say x equals. X equals tan negative 1, 16 divided by 5. And if you type that in your calculator, you come up with 72.6. All right, flip over to the next page for me. This is similar to what we were just doing on the other side, except now we're dealing with the angle of depression. That means that from the top, whatever that person's looking at, this is the angle we're going to know. But because we know that alternate interior angles are congruent, this angle is going to match that angle. So let's draw some pictures to figure it out. The lifeguard sitting on a platform looking down at a swimmer in the water. If the lifeguard's line of sight is 8 feet above the ground and the angle of depression to the swimmer is 18, how far away is the swimmer from the lifeguard? Well, let's draw our picture. So the lifeguard's looking down at the swimmer, and the lifeguard's line of sight is 8 feet above the ground. So this is 8. And the angle of depression is 18. If this angle is 18, that angle is 18. And I want to know how far away the swimmer is. So we want to know that bottom. So let's draw this. 8, 18, and x. So we're dealing with this 18 angle, which tells me that I need, sorry, trying to change the color, opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to be doing the tangent of 18 equals 8 over x. If I multiply both sides by x, then I divide by the tangent of 18. So 8 divided by the tangent of 18, we would get x equals 24.6. This next one, a pilot in a helicopter spots a landing pad. If the angle of depression is 73 and the horizontal distance to the pad is 1,200 feet, what's the altitude? We know that means height of the helicopter. So let's draw our picture. So our angle of depression is 73. This distance is 1,200, and we're looking for the altitude. I know that if this angle is 73, that angle is 73. So let's pull this out. 73, 1,200, x. This is another tangent. The tangent of 73 is going to equal x over 1,200. I'm just going to multiply that, and I'm going to end up with x equals 3,925. All right. Number 7, building A is 480 feet tall. So that's 480. Building B is 654 feet tall. If the angle of depression from the top of building B to building A is 42, how far apart are the buildings? So I'm looking for X. So let's pull this out. Right angle. If this angle is 42, that angle is 42. So let's label this 42 degrees. I'm trying to figure this out. And I know how high it is because it is 654 minus 480 high. And that is 174. Ew. So I've got an opposite and an adjacent. So the tangent of 42 equals opposite 174 over adjacent. I multiply both sides by X. And then I've got to divide both sides by the tangent of 42. And when I do that, I end up with X equals 193.2. All right, last one on this page. Zach is standing at the top of a lookout tower and spots a water fountain below. I know, you can tell me how great my artwork is later. If the lookout tower is 75 feet and the angle of depression is 28, what's the horizontal distance between Jack and the water fountain? Well, we know that that angle is going to be equal to that angle. So let's pull this triangle out. I got 28, 75, and X. Well, again, I got my tangent. So I have the tangent of 28 is going to equal opposite 75 over adjacent X. Got to multiply both sides by X. Then I'm going to divide both sides by the tangent of 28. X is going to equal 141.1. Flip over to this page in your packet. It's like the 5th or 6th page. I want you to pick one of these, any one. I want you to draw the picture, draw the triangle, and then solve the SOHCAHTOA problem. All right? Whichever one that you think you can handle. Thank you.